Hi, I'm Matt from Emptyspiral, and I'm here with Cristina and Andrea from Lacuna Coil.
Hey.
I'm here asking questions about Karma Code, Ozfest, and pretty much everything else. So let's kick it off. How's the festival?
It's going pretty good. It's going pretty good. We're having excellent reactions from the different crowds, and beside that, we're doing a lot of promotion for Karma Code. We're hanging out with the bands that are on the main stage, basically on the main stage. We're getting along very good with everybody, so it's a great experience. One more time.
It's like big promotion, of course, and also a great chance to meet other bands that you only heard about, and it's a fun time, basically. Yeah, it's almost done actually. We still have a couple of weeks. So.
You played a number of songs from your new album, Karma Code. How have they been received by the crowds?
They've been received pretty good. I mean, we played a couple of songs even before the album was released. We played Fragile and what was To the Age?
No, Our Truth.
Our Truth, and people liked them already. But now that we're playing more new songs like Fragments of Faith, like the cover of Enjoy the Silence, everybody seems really much into it, and it seems that everybody's enjoying the new songs.
Yeah, maybe in the beginning, for some people of the old school, like Lacuna Coil fans, was more difficult to accept a little bit of a new sound we have. But I think so far everybody jumped on the new album. Maybe they need more than one listen to get into it, because it's a little slightly different than what we've done before. But I think it's pretty positive. Yeah.
Speaking of the new sound, you've managed to combine US, European, and Mediterranean sounds into the music. Was this always your intention with the album, or did it just come about during the recording?
In a way, it was our intention, because, of course, during the songwriting, we were noticing that there were things that we liked better than the others. But in another way, it's been spontaneous, and it just happened just because there are 4 years in between Comalize and Karma Code, and we've been spending a lot of times in the US as well, touring constantly, listen to American music. So it was absolutely normal for us to achieve something from that, and to find something that we liked from the European, the American territory, to combine with the European sound we already liked.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's something that you don't really realize when you're writing the album. You don't see like, oh, this album has to go this direction or that direction. Something that comes spontaneous, and you realize how many influences you've got from the years. And this time I think you can really feel more diverse influences because of a lot of touring we have done. So you have so many different elements now, basically.
I can keep it.
Okay. Do you have any favourites on the album?
Not a favorite one, because every song has a specific mood, every song has a specific story by itself. So I have different favorite songs. I would say that probably for the first time I like every single song of the album.
Yeah, of course there are some maybe that we play live, that they got a different feeling, that it works very well for the live shows, like Fragile or To the Edge or What I See. And those are maybe the favorites to play live, not maybe to listen to the album. I like Invisible Light or Within Me or other songs. I like the variety of the song, especially.
Next question.
Okay, back to Ozzfest. You played on the second stage in 2004, and now in 2006 you're gracing the main stage. How different is it? Stage?
Well, the main difference is that now we are more popular compared to 2004, so there is a lot of more people coming to see us that knows the band already, even if we're still winning over new fans, because there's people coming for Disturbed, the System of a Down, or Hatebreed that didn't know the band. The other big difference is that the atmosphere is completely different, because the main stage is not as rock and roll as the second one, because in the second one there are no chairs in front of the stage, so people is free to mosh, is free to stage dive, is free to go nuts. And this is not exactly the same feeling you get from the main stage, which is basically like a big theater and people is sitting in front of you.
Yeah, only today that we play New York, it was the only show where main stage was people standing up and not sitting on chairs, so it's been pretty more similar to the second stage vibe than what it is usually when you have all these people waiting to be impressed on the chairs, you know. So it's good, but I think you learn more maybe playing the main stage, because you learn to win over a crowd from the headliners. But it's also more difficult because you have to really push a lot of energy to let them move or to let them enjoy the music. So.
Okay. Any crazy stories to tell from this year?
Yeah, I would say especially a couple of days that have been pretty crazy. Not specifically about Ozfest, because it was basically time out of Ozfest. We spent it was Denver.
Denver, yes.
It was Denver. We spent the night first in like a little club in Denver. Chicago, whatever. We spent part of the night in a little pub, and then we moved the party at the house of the guitar player of Disturbed, Dan, who invited us at his place, with his wife and the guys from Avenged Sevenfold. So we had a good time. We were pretty wasted at the end of the night, but it was so funny. And then we came back on the bus. We thought the party was over, and it was already like almost 6 in the morning. And some of the guys of Avenged Sevenfold just caught us again and brought us on their bus, and we danced for another hour and a half. It was pretty funny. And
yeah, mostly parties. Like we did some parties on the day offs. We've been in Toronto on a Hatebreed DJ set, and they had a big party on the bar. Then we've been like yesterday at the Snitch here in New York, which is a club owned by Slash and Scott Weiland, with a crazy party with the Ozfest people as well. So it's mostly the day offs are always big parties because of all this band. They all want to party hard, and it's cool.
Talk about the partying. From the crowd's point of view, who's had the most energy? What crowd would you say that the different places you've been?
Because most of the times I can't connect the audience to the place. That's why it's difficult, because all the places are looking exactly the same.
I mean, we had all sort of shows. We had very energetic shows, average shows, so-and-so shows. So it really depends from day to day. I can't really say only one good show or only one bad show. I mean, there are mostly the average has been pretty positive all the time. The worst is just when people doesn't really know you, so they really listen to the music and then they participate. They don't go crazy on the song. So when you come in from a big festival in Europe where people know much more our name and they go crazy, so it's more tough to go back to let somebody be aware of you. But in general, it's very positive, so we don't have any negative experience.
How did you celebrate Italy winning the World Cup?
We feel awesome. We feel champions. We were in San Diego when the final happened, and we were really nervous about it. We postponed every signing session. We had 2 signing sessions every day. We skipped everything, all the interviews, because we absolutely wanted to watch the final. And we were so happy. We went on stage just for that day wearing jerseys, Italy jersey, and flags. We had a couple of flags on stage, and we were really happy. And it was so cool to see the crowd interacting with us and not looking at us like dorks. I mean, they were really happy for us, and for them, the kids, the Italians, champions.
It's been as crazy as possible when you are on tour. I mean, we did walk around with the golf cart with the flag screaming, and people was looking at us, what's going on? And then they realized that Italy won, because it happened in the morning here. So it was a big surprise for everybody, but it was a big party, so it was cool. Even if in Italy probably it was much more crazy about it.
And there was other people on the bus with us, some Italian related. There was the guitar player of Dragon Force, which is French. So it's been funny.
You've released Without a Reason and Virtual Environment from your singles, with your singles Our Truth and Enjoy the Silence, and they've certainly been very well received. What made you leave them off of Karma Code?
Probably the fact that they are more similar to our older material. So those 2 songs are probably the most close to what we had in the past. So we decided not to don't use them, but to use them as a special thing, because it was like a special present for somebody who's more maybe affected to the old sound of Lacuna Coil. So that's why. But we like the song. It's not that we can't put like 10 slow songs in an album, so we try to balance between having to have a good rhythm when you listen to the album, to the fast part and the more atmospherical part. So we don't want to have only like 5 or 6 songs all slow in the album, because it's gonna keep the rhythm very down, even if they're good songs. So we say, why don't we use it for bonus, since we're releasing single for the first time and we're doing a lot of singles, so we need a lot of bonus material. We actually have another bonus track that has not been used so far, and that it's kind of heavy, but we still have to record the vocals for it, so we don't know when it's gonna come out.
But you're gonna release it at some stage? That you're going to release it at some stage. That
You mean these two songs?
No, quella che manca.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, when we will have time to
I don't know. We'll see how it up. Yeah, we still have to record the vocals, so we want to see how it sounds first.
And it's probably the heaviest song we ever wrote so far.
I understand you made a video for the single Closer, the song Closer. Is it your intention to release the single at some stage? And if not, are we ever going to see that video that you made?
Yeah, that's we still have to talk about it because we have a video, but apparently not everybody's completely happy about it. We actually are, because we think it's a pretty cool video, but you know, there are always a lot of things to discuss about before to release it. So we'll see.
They're having a different cut of the video, the same video right now. So they will, because they didn't like some part of the video, so they're trying to work with the director to rearrange it. And I think it's gonna be released as the next single, so probably September, October.
It's a cool song. I mean, it's another face of Lacuna Coil, and I think it's cool because if you think about Our Truth is completely different from the cover of Enjoy the Silence, and the cover of Enjoy the Silence is completely different from Closer. So it's cool to offer different visions of the music that Lacuna Coil have.
On the subject of the videos and Enjoying the Silence, what was the theme when you made the video? What was your thought process behind that video?
There was not like a specific story. I think that we basically wanted to have like a contrast, like a duality. If you look at the video, you see a lot of cold colors in the beginning, and then all of a sudden everything becomes really warm. And the other duality is that everything is going from a very, very fast kind of life. Everything it's really quick. All the movement, all the shots of the town and a different part of the world. And everything is turning into something completely quiet, completely calm, something connected to the silence, you know, just like the sea and like a beach. Basically, I was like a way to describe a duality in things.
And the sort of involution of life that brings you to the silence in the end. When you have the cell and nothing else, that's the silence. So it's also connected to the lyrics of the songs, of course.
What other singles did you consider covering before you arrived at Enjoy the Silence?
I don't think we really write songs thinking that they're going to be singles, because there are a lot of things you have to look at, you know what I mean? And the arrangement, you have to look at it, to listen to the final result before to decide which song to pick up. I mean, I don't think we ever...
No, I mean, we have considered other songs for possible cover songs, because we wanted to have a cover to use for the live shows, for having people singing along with, and we consider like Black Hole Sun from Soundgarden, Question of Time from Depeche Mode, and some other songs, but we didn't really feel connected to the other version, and the song that really connected us immediately to our style was Enjoy the Silence. That's why we pick up that song. Since Marco came in with a new arrangement of the song, he worked already one of our songs, so we say, oh, why not? I mean, the other one we tried, they were very nice songs, but not really fitting to our style of music. So.
Our Truth seems to be a statement. You mentioned it today when you were on stage.
Pardon?
Our Truth, the
Yes.
song Our Truth. Can you tell us about the statement that you're making in that song, and what prompted it?
Well, it's basically the story of Lacuna Coil. It's a big statement for us because we just remembered that when we started almost 10 years ago as a band, we were proposing a different kind of music compared to the other bands in Europe that were more into, especially in Italy, there was this big trend of the power metal. And we were one of the few bands that were doing something completely different, something more goth orientated, because we were inspired by bands like Type O Negative and Paradise Lost. But we just saw that in the long distance, everything, you know, this paid off, because that made us stand out of these bands, and that made us more popular during the years. So we didn't become another trendy band, but we become a band with a specific personality, and a band able to progress, to evolve with a very strong potential.
Yep.
So there.
What are your plans after the upcoming European tour? Are you returning?
After?
Yeah.
We were thinking about an American tour. Of course, we still have to see. There's nothing planned yet. We have to see what's going to happen. You know, we have to see the sales, the proposals we'll get. What's going to happen with the sales, basically.
Yeah, there's probably going to be a another headliner tour in the States, like 5 weeks between November and December. Then probably we're gonna go to Japan and Australia in January, February. But if a bigger tour might come out over here, it's possible that we postpone the Australia, because we've never been there, so we have to completely open the market and go there for the first time. So it makes more sense to keep promoting when we're really selling record, like over here or in Europe. So if something big comes out in Europe or in America, we might postpone Australia, but we're gonna do it for sure in the next year.
How are you going to celebrate 10 years of Lacuna Coil? You got anything special planned?
We're thinking about something, but we're not gonna tell. I mean, it's gonna be a surprise. If not, if we reveal it now, it's not gonna be fun anymore.
We might split the band, so to make a joke. Like.
Surprise! Lacuna Coil is dead.
It's enough.
I can put that on the 1st of April if you want, like we did with the fish thing. That's cool. Have you considered releasing an acoustic album or maybe a live album?
Maybe some tracks, not like a whole album. I mean, this is not planned, but you know, who knows? Never say never.
Actually, live you will have a surprise about that, because there will be not exactly a live album, but something that will be like a live album. We will see. I mean. And the DVD or stuff like that. I know acoustic. You say acoustic? Yeah, we consider that, but it's just we don't know when it's gonna be possible to do. Maybe. We'll see how long the promotion for Carbon Cut is gonna take. Then, if there is a break, but we don't want to wait too much for the next album. We don't want to wait like 3-4 years again to come to the next album. So we want to try to do a regular circle of promotion and then go back to the next album. But it's something that is in the air. Maybe we wanna do it. I don't know when, but we wanna do it. Yes.
As you become more popular, are you concerned about losing your privacy?
Like,
not really. I mean, when we are home, I mean, we're changing, we're growing on popularity, but it's not that we can walk around. I mean, it's still pretty decent, so we don't feel like a big. Of course, more people. Maybe here is more a problem. If you walk through the people, then you're gonna be stopped all the day, so you don't want to do that. But beside that, when you're home, it's you still have the same kind of lifestyle you have before. Some more people know you, some more people recognize you, but it's not something crazy like the Beatles or something like that.
And anyway, if you don't want to be recognized, that's really easy, because most of the time people don't see the things they have in their face, they have in front of them. So maybe they don't expect you to be out there with with the kids. So if you go, sometimes they don't even notice you.
Are you ever going to tell us what those numbers mean?
No.
Okay, next question.
That was short. Yeah. Short, quick and painless.
I could have guessed could have guessed the answer anyway. So, any final words for the growing hordes of Lacuna Coil fans around the world?
That we're always going on Emptyspiral, and it's so cool to see that the fan bases, the community is increasing. That's pretty good, because that means that our music is keeping them together, and it's even something beside the music, and that's pretty cool. I mean, I like very much the atmosphere, the kind of family that it's been creating. We
want to thank them to be enough open-minded to support our changes during the year, because we are a band that like to change a little bit, because we like evolution, we like to improve as musicians. So we really appreciate the people that take the time to listen to the album, and even if it's a little different, give it a try and see if you really like it after that. And most of the time they write us like, the first time I didn't really like that album because it was sounding too different, but then they all came aboard because they feel after 2-3 times they listen to the album, they really like it. So we want to thank them to be as open-minded as we are, and that's what we want our fans to be like.
Well, thank you very much for the dedication.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And awesome. On behalf of Coilers everywhere, I'd like to thank you personally for everything you do, every track, every song, every show, every photo, everything. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Just do that and then come away again, then cut back and come.
Cristina just pull it and then pull it like as though she's answering.